is Saturday, July 16th, and I am excited to talk to you today. On Saturday, we do a couple of things. Yes, we will do the daily financial news in a couple of minutes. Yes, we will do our 8 a.m. live stream, your questions, my answers. But most excited is our 9 a.m. deep dive on house hacking with Todd Baldwin and Spencer Cornelia. I believe house hacking is the way to get rich fast, controls cost of living, all of that stuff. But before we get started with all of that, I want to talk about July 20th. This Wednesday is a date that I have been calling for about 4 months. The National Association of Realtors will be reporting June existing home sales. I expect the numbers to be bad. I expect the media, the talking heads on TV, to go absolutely bananas with the data. They are going to poke, prod, pull apart all of the data. They are going to scare buyers. They are going to freak out sellers. And we are going to see a vastly different housing market post July 20th. Look for some articles as soon as the 20th in the afternoon, but I think the real fear will start the 21st and the 22nd of July. That's this week. So, as I like to do, I like to try to understand what is coming. I like to appreciate reality, not spin. So what I want to do right now today is I want to give you an education on where we are coming from. Right? These are actual numbers. You can go to the lovely Google search bar and validate these yourself. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go back and look at what happened last year. A lot of real estate is year-on-year comparisons. So the first thing we're going to look at is what I call transactions, what National Associations of Realtors will call annual sales rate. Again, they take June sales, they add some seasonality, and they produce an annual rate. Again, for this conversation, I called it transaction. So in June of 21, we did 5,870,000 sales. Again, that's an annual number, right? They take June sales, add some seasonality, bingo bango, we get a number. Next, just so we know, a year ago, the median home price in America that was sold, existing home sales, was $363,100. Okay? The year-on-year change, again, this is 21 data. We'll get to May in a minute. And yes, folks, like I always do, I will look at my broken crystal ball. I will put my thoughts on video, and we will see how I do in a few minutes. So year on year, a whopping 23.4% increase. And then the last thing that we need to appreciate is inventory. It has hopefully become painfully obvious that a lot of the exuberance in housing has been because of low available inventory. As I have told you many times, I do not believe we had an inventory problem. We had a demand problem. Because if you have a true inventory problem, your sales volume goes down. What we saw was record short days on market, from listing to closing, collapsing. So again, we had a demand problem thanks to the Fed and lifetime low 30-year rate money. So we did 126,600. So again, we had available listings 1 year ago of 1.26 units. Okay. So now, where are we coming from? Just one short month ago, May of 22, we had a slowdown of 5,410. So again, remember, we didn't actually sell 5 million homes in May. We did some fractional number of that. They added seasonality and they produced an annual rate. The good news is this annual rate is done every month, so we do get comparisons and we can see what's going on. The median home price in May of 22 was $407,600. That's a heck of a jump. Although the rate of change had dropped to 14.8%, and we had inventory of only 11600. Oh, one more zero. All right, so that's where we're coming from. These are actuals, these are facts. You can look them up for yourself. Again, if you're going to look for the source, make sure you look for National Association of Realtor, or they call it NAR, N-A-R. Okay, now for guesses, just wild ass speculation. Why do I think this Wednesday is going to be a very interesting day? Well, first and foremost, if you've watched my channel, you know that I believe transactions will crash 30 to 50%. This could be the largest crash in transactions. We are going to, frankly, real estate, the housing market is going to cause the second half recession. So my complete guess is I think we will be down to 5.1 million sales. Now, that might not seem like a lot, but you know, when we were used to doing 6.2, 6.3, that is a heck of a fall, and the fall is sudden. This will be a third or fourth month of collapsing transactions. People will now call a trend. And yes, folks, I believe this number by September, October will be in the low fours. So again, we are going to get drastically lower transactions. Now for price, I'm going to estimate a median price of $409,000. A very slight tick up from last month. I don't look at month on month, I look at year on year, and this will be a 12.5%. So again, the year on year is still double digits, but it is clearly rolling over. It is clearly getting softer. Again, the housing market is slowing down. And then probably the most important number is inventory. I'm going to go 1.32, right? Which may not seem like a lot, but folks, that's more than a 10% jump in inventory. And again, remember what I believe happens on Wednesday. Again, the numbers will be something like this, but what will happen in the media is the media will go full tilt. Let's scare everybody. So when we look at the July numbers in August, we will see less transactions. When we look at the July numbers in August, we are going to see a lot more inventory. The inventory in August, it might jump to 1.5, 1.6. Why is that? Again, the media will scare buyers, less transactions. But they will scare sellers. Sellers increasingly, right now, should I sell my home or not? Should I time the market? Should we get out the top? You remember the last crash, honey, let's sell now. Now, again, I believe a lot of that 1.5 or 1.6 or whatever it becomes is wish pricing. I believe a lot of the sales or a lot of the listings aren't true listings, meaning they want to sell, but maybe they don't need to sell. So I think real estate agents, your job in the next 4 to 8 weeks becomes remarkably hard. You are going to have a lot of tire kickers and time wasters. Your job is probably going to be the hardest you've worked in the last decade, the next 2 months. Just be warned. Lots of want to sell, maybe not a lot of need to sell. Investors, why am I sharing this with you? Why am I excited? Because as inventory builds and as buyers disappear, you and I become the last people on the lake fishing for fish. You and I can finally find the motivated seller. It won't be easy. They're not going to stand there with a big red sign saying, pick me, pick me, pick me. But if you do the work, if you change how you write offers, you change what you're looking at, your chances of success go through the roof. Now, if you are a homeowner or an investor, anytime from today forward, I want to remind you, one, we don't pay list price. I shouldn't say that. We don't write offers at list price. In the market that we are in or heading to, why not write an offer at least a little under asking? Even if you like the house and the price, what's wrong with trying to get $5,000 or $10,000 or $15,000 off of list price? Give it a shot. What do you have to lose? This is not June of 21. This is July of 22. You, the buyer, you, the investor, have more power than you realize. So again, you may agree after negotiations to pay list price if you want to, but please make your first offer below list price. 2, please try to get the seller to pay some or all of your closing costs. If you are in my course, one of my students, you know, if you can get the seller to pay closing cost, your yield or cash on cash return goes up. It's very simple math. In all the spreadsheets that you have in my course, zero out closing cost, your yield goes up. I guarantee it. It's simple math. And then third, again, remember, you have more power today than I have seen in a decade, and I have been doing this 22 years. Please, please ask the seller to buy down your rate. Why should you buy down your rate? Ask the seller to buy down your rate. And again, if you're one of my students, what happens when you get a lower interest rate? Your mortgage payment comes down, your yield goes up. I did a video a couple of weeks ago where I took a 2% deal and I made these ever so slight adjustments, and that became a 6.2% deal. It's not that hard. Use the power. Use the changing market to your advantage. We are only doing great deals. If you go back on my YouTube channel, you've heard me say good and great, good and great, good and great. Sorry, market's changed. We are only doing great deals. This is your time. Recessions, bear markets, fear. Use it. Use it to your advantage. I believe this all just builds to a fever pitch on July 20th. These numbers may not seem scary enough to you, but trust me, the rate of change, the trend, the media is going to go bananas. So if you want to play along with me, if you want to guess, you can leave your thoughts below. What do you think will happen on Wednesday, July 20th? What will be the rate of transactions? My guess is 5.1. Do you want the over or the under? My wild ass guess for median home price is 409,000. Do you want the over or the under? My guess, again, very simple math. What will be the year-on-year rate of change? I'm going to go 12.5%. And then finally, inventory. Inventory is finally going up. I'm going to go 1.32 million. Hey, that's my broken clock. We'll see what happens. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. It is the 16th of July. We will do our daily financial news in a few minutes. Take care. Bye-bye.